Okay. This video is going to cover comma tips 6 and 7, which are the last two we're going to be looking at, and we will be completely done taking notes over punctuation. So these are really simple. I would ask you to go through and read the entirety of the content here. Take a look at that quick test and see that you can have some confidence that you're correct there, but without going through and reading a slide that you can easily do yourself, I'll just distill it down this way. When dealing with adjectives, if you've got adjectives that you can change the order of them, you just use commas with them. So here I've got, again, if you need to be able to identify adjectives when you see them, but once you have that skill, again, if you can switch the order of the adjectives, use the commas. So here, again, I have a Martian here. It's a green Martian, a slimy Martian, a hungry Martian. Here, again, as they're pointing out on these three sentences, I can change the order. So because I can change the order and it's still fine, I use commas with them. Another way to check is if you can put the word and between them. I don't like this one as much, but it still works. Again, if you can change the order or you can put the word and between them, you need to be using commas. Okay. With the other type of adjective, the non-coordinate adjective, they cannot change order. Okay, so I've got in this sentence here, I have 5 flashy sports cars. Can't change the order of these words. Again, it gets awkward, makes no sense, just looks silly. So, in a nutshell, if I can change the order, I use commas. And if I cannot change the order, then I cannot use commas. So that's all comma tip number 6 is. So look for adjectives again. One last time. If I've got adjectives that I can change their order, I use commas. But if I cannot change the order of my adjectives, then I don't use commas. Okay, so let's take a look at our last comma tip, which would be comma tip number 7, which is so versus so that. This one's pretty easy as well. So you guys should know this one already. So here I have 2 main clauses that I am joining with a comma and a coordinating conjunction. Okay, so any of the for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so, I can do this. Okay, when they're being used as coordinating conjunctions. So this should not be new information to any of you. So again, this word is establishing a relationship between the first main clause, like what I have here in this sentence. Catherine recently adopted a Great Dane puppy. Therefore, she spends considerable time wiping up puddles of dog urine with a sponge. Okay, so this so communicates kind of like a therefore idea. Okay, now then, do not confuse that with so that. Okay, so that functions as a subordinate conjunction, taking what otherwise would have been a main clause and making it subordinate. So in that case, I don't use a comma. Okay, so the new puppy whines pathetically to bring about this result. So again, new puppy whines pathetically so that Catherine will let it sleep on the bed. Okay, Mike soaked in a hot bath so that his stiff back would relax, again, to bring about this result. So that's what so that communicates. Okay. Where the confusion starts to happen is I can take this word right here, the that, and I can kick it out. Doesn't have to be there. And so what I wind up with is this. Angie peeled away the crispy chicken skin so she could later eat a brownie without concerns about the calories. Okay, again, the that is optional. So you might glance at a sentence like this and see the so and just automatically think you need to stick a comma in front of it, and you don't. All right, If the that can go there, you're looking at a subordinate conjunction. And if the that can't go there, then you're looking at a coordinating conjunction, which would require the comma. So uh, to boil this down to how we can apply this, we'll look at, say, a sentence that has so in it. And if I could add the word that here, if I could do that, then I'd be looking at a subordinate clause and I would not want a comma. But if I cannot add the word that and make it a so that, then I'm looking at a coordinating conjunction and would keep the comma. So, for instance, Catherine recently adopted a Great Dane puppy so that she spends considerable time wiping up puddles of dog. What? No, she didn't do this so she could do that. Again, that doesn't make any sense. She didn't do this to bring this about, right? Mike agreed to help Helen move to her new apartment so that he spent Saturday lifting. Again, it doesn't work there. I cannot put the that there, meaning this is a coordinating conjunction, so I'm keeping the comma. As opposed to, again here, Angie peeled away the crispy chicken skin so that she could later eat a brownie, right? Before beginning his daydream, Frank opened his literature book so that, or so, he appeared to be paying attention, again, to bring about this result that he would appear to be paying attention. So again, if I can put that there, I'm not going to use a comma. If I cannot use a that there, then I do. So here I have in our quick test here, Robbie bought a small microwave for his first apartment so he could cook popcorn and macaroni and cheese, the only meals he could afford. Again, my test here, I'm just going to pretend that the word that is here and see if it still works. And here it does, right? Robbie bought a small microwave for his first apartment so that he could cook popcorn, etc., etc. So here I don't need a comma. Same deal on this one. Sylvia wore flat shoes on her date with Tony so that she wouldn't intimidate this short young man, right? She did this so that she wouldn't intimidate, so that she wouldn't intimidate. So again, no comma. So same thing here. We have someone buys a goldfish so that her apartment wouldn't feel so lonely. Here they have the that there. So this one's really easy, no comma. So we haven't used a comma yet in any of these. And then on the last one, I have Rachel neglected to make her car payment 3 months in a row. So she must hide her car in a friend's garage in an attempt to foil the repo man. Again, she didn't do this so that she could bring this about. So this one, that doesn't work. This one would require a comma because I have two main clauses. All right. Again, if you have any questions, just fire me a quick email or something like that, and I'd be happy to discuss it with you. But those are comma tips 6 and 7, and we're done with punctuation.